Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully.
Hi, my name is Omobola Stephen. Welcome to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. On today's show, I'm going to be talking about purpose, about finding your soul, passion in life, and also many things we need to talk about, especially in the mindset and having a positive outlook towards life. I have someone very, very particular that I really so dear to my heart on the show today. I know you want to meet her. She's Barbera Schouten. Now she's a transformational coach, a speaker, and an author. What Barbera does is that she specializes in helping people who feel they don't fit into their authentic self to find their unique voice and to connect with their soul's mission, so they finally find their place in the world and their calling becomes the soulful, profitable business. Wow. I know you want to meet this guest of mine. Welcome to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen, Barbera Schouten.
Oh, thank you, Omobola, for this wonderful introduction. And thank you for having me on your podcast. I feel blessed.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming around. It's a pleasure having you. So can I meet Barbera Schouten?
Yes, you can. And first, I want to say you pronounce my last name excellent. Most people have a real problem with pronouncing it, and you're doing such a great job. So I think that's a mini applause right there for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's not an easy name for people outside of the Netherlands, where I'm from, to pronounce. So it's worth mentioning. And well, as I said, I am originally from the Netherlands, so I'm a Dutch person, but I like to travel around and work while traveling. So I'm what they call a digital nomad or a laptop entrepreneur. It's just the word that you give it. And
that's right.
What I do is I help people who have always felt like they were weird or strange or like they didn't fit into the world, or maybe even thought that there was something wrong with them, to step into their full authenticity by helping them to accept and embrace who they are, get to know the ins and outs of their user manual so that they can see what their talents and their gifts are, start using them as their superpowers so that they come proud of who they are, and then get really clear on the things that are actually important in their lives, connecting them with their passion, and then helping them to create that life of freedom that most of us want by helping them turn their calling into their soulful, profitable business. So for me, it's been a tremendous adventure in helping people achieve what I myself have achieved and get the results that I am now experiencing. And yeah, for me, that is why I do it, and I love what I do.
Right. Thanks for loving what you do. Now, how can one's calling become their soulful, profitable business? Do you have any strategy, or do you help clients to achieve this?
Yes. Well, first you need to become really clear on what your calling is. So most of us, we feel like we are here for some reason. We are placed on this earth to contribute, to make a difference, to actually do something. But it's not always clear what that thing is. So in reality, I see a lot of people that have a job that think, is this really all there is to life? Is this really it? You know, I'm supposed to be happy. I have a job, a good paying job. I have a partner. I have children. I have a house. So I should be happy, you know? I have everything that everybody says I should want, but still I feel like there's something missing. I feel like there's something more out there, and I don't really know what it is, but I feel this is not it. My life is not complete.
Right.
And if you feel like this, then I am in the perfect position of helping you. And what we then first do is get really clear on what is your big dream.
That's right.
What is that thing that just lights you up, that you could see yourself doing even when you're very old, that just really inspires you and makes your eyes pop and get your energies up and just, what you're passionate about. So that is the first part. And by discovering your big dream and what you're passionate about, you're one step closer to your calling. So then we work on transforming that passion or that big dream into something that you can actually monetize. So, for instance, a lot of people tell me, I want to help people. My big dream is to help people. Well, that's an amazing dream, and kudos for everybody that feels that way, but it's very broad. It can have several meanings. And then I also look at what you are good at. So I had one person, for instance, that was really good at drawing and loved to draw comics. But he thought that that would not be a serious profession, that you could not make any money out of it. But that was not true. So it got really clear on what she wanted to do. She wanted her drawings to inspire children. And then we got clear on how she could turn that into a soulful, profitable business. And that was by offering her services to people who write children's books and then making the illustrations for them. And maybe even thinking about creating her own book, maybe a comic book type of thing, but with a motto in it, with a life lesson to learn, and monetizing that part, and then doing her marketing and her sales around that. And she's now very happy and very successful, and she made it work, And I had this other guy, and he loved gaming. He loved playing computer games. And he thought, well, that's never, ever going to be a serious profession. But that's not true. We turned his love for gaming into a YouTube channel in which he wrote or recorded actually with videos himself playing games and then narrating what's good about it, what's bad about it, what he loved, what could be improved, and just have an in-depth review of that game. And his YouTube channel just took off. Lots of people were very interested in learning about the games and also the hidden things that are in there. And he's now even being contacted by game developers if he wants to pre-test their games before they even air, So he turned his love for gaming into a serious business that is connected to the things he loves to do most, while actually helping people. So, it's a process, but a lot of us, we already think that the thing we love to do the most will never be something that would generate money. And
you're right.
That's a big limiting belief. And so a big part of what I do is also finding these limiting beliefs and then transforming them into supporting beliefs, either by actually getting supporting beliefs to fill in for the limiting belief, or sometimes we have to do a little healing around limiting beliefs before they can leave, or sometimes it's about showing them options, like the cartoon girl or the gaming guy. They didn't even see it as a serious money-making option until I showed them how it could be a money-making option. And then you quickly let go of the limiting belief, like, wow, I can never make a decent living just playing games. I would love to, but I can't. And
knowledge is light. Knowledge is light. Thank you so much for that. Now, what advice or solution can you give to a client who is finding it very difficult to have a good relationship with his or herself?
Well, that is a very important thing, because if you are an entrepreneur, then you are your business. So the way you think about yourself and the way you treat yourself and the way you listen to your body, practice self-care and just in general, being kind and nice to yourself and the way you think about yourself, one-on-one reflects how well your business is doing. So what I do with people who have a hard time is I help them to really discover what makes them unique, what makes them beautiful. Because everybody is unique and everybody has something that just is very beautiful. So what I see is that a lot of people that come to me don't think that what they can do is special. They either think, well, everybody has this or everybody can do this, or they are stuck in false modesty. They know that they do something amazing, but they don't feel comfortable sharing it with the world because that would mean a lot of attention.
That's
and,
right.
Ooh, that's really scary. And
we don't want that.
Yeah, so it depends on what is behind their inability to see their worth and their beauty. But it's uncovering what's behind it and then working on it. And if it's something that stems from a past experience, for instance, some parent telling you that you're ugly while you want to be a model, that would seriously hinder your model career, for instance. Or if somebody always told you, well, you will never amount to much, you're not smart, you're not intelligent, then that would also seriously hinder you in wanting to achieve something, because you already have that ingrained belief that you will never amount to anything. So then I use, for instance, EFT, emotional freedom techniques, to let go of the emotion connected to the event, so that you can let go of both the emotion and then also the event, so that it's no longer blocking you. So yeah, it really depends on the person and what is hindering them. But together we're going to find out and we're going to fix it.
That's right. They find it, you fix it. Brilliant. So why do you focus on the highly sensitive people and energy sensitive aliens? Are they peculiar people?
Because I am one myself. And for the longest time, I didn't know. And there were so many things in my life that I didn't understand about myself. And I also, I didn't like myself because I couldn't understand these parts. And I struggled with myself, my self-image, my self-worth for a long time. And I speak to so many highly sensitive people, intuitive people, empath people that feel that they have been cursed, that it is something they want to get rid of, that they are ashamed for it. A lot of people tell me, oh, because of your videos and your articles, I finally come out of the closet. So that means there's just this big taboo on it. And I can relate, because for the longest time, I felt like if I can only get rid of this, my life would be so much better if I can get rid of it. But it's not a disease, and it's not a character. It's not a flaw. It's a character trait. So it's part of you, just like the color of your hair or the color of your eyes. It's something that never ever goes away.
That's
right. And when you learn to see it for the beautiful thing that it is, you get strategies from me to handle the things that make it and why you want to get rid of it. There are things I can teach people to overcome those reasons. And then we focus on seeing how beautiful it is. And personally, I love working with highly sensitive people because we have such a big heart. Highly sensitive people always thinking, what is in it for us? How can we all benefit? And we always want to take care of other people.
That's right.
We often forget ourselves in the process.
That's right.
That is a pitfall. But yes. So I love working with these people because they remind me so much of myself. And I now look back at my life, and if I had known what I know now, my life would have looked very different. So I feel just like it is my mission to help people that are struggling with their authenticity, with their sensitivity, with their intuition, with their empathy, and all the other beautiful gifts that make them them.
That's right.
Just love themselves.
That's right.
To be free, to be who they are always meant to be, instead of hiding behind a different mask. And then to be free to do that thing that they truly love doing.
That's right. So is there any correlation between being sensitive and being intuitive?
Yes. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts for highly sensitive people. So everybody that is more sensitive also has a stronger developed intuition. It's just that in today's society, intuition is not something they teach.
That's right.
So an example would be, I have this friend and she has a girlfriend, another friend. And she introduced us because we were going to go out. It was before Corona. We were going to go to a bar or something to go dancing. And the moment I met this girl, I immediately felt a very strong, I don't like you. I couldn't tell why, but you have this instant recognition of you're not my kind of person. You're not my people. But so then my thought system.
Is it a gift? Is it a gift?
Yes, it is a gift. Because it can, I'll come to that later. It is a gift.
Right.
And I'll answer that part.
Right. That's okay.
But my mind took over. My mind told me, oh, don't be ridiculous. She is a very good friend of yours. So, and this is a very good friend of hers. How can you not like this person? This is the first time you're meeting them. You haven't even spoken to them. So don't be ridiculous. Don't have these thoughts. Give this person a chance. And your ratio takes over. And what happened was that this girl suddenly started treating me very badly because she thought that our mutual friend liked me better than her. And she became very nasty and did really nasty things in order to break the friendship between me and our mutual friend. And somehow I already knew that that was going to happen intuitively beforehand. So this is a good way back to the gift part, because if I had trusted my intuition and trusted what it was telling me, then I would not have invested so much time in this person. I would not have made an effort. I would have just stayed neutral and not invest so much of myself into trying to be a friend to her too. And thus giving away a lot of my energy. And the same goes for any decision that you want to make in your life. We all have this voice that says, oh, I should not do this, or oh, I should do this. And usually we're not taught to listen to it. So we either ignore it, or we don't hear it, or we find all these reasons for not to listen to it.
Most times we're told to listen to our first voice.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, but there's a problem with that, because there are two voices in your head. One is the voice of your intuition, and the other is the voice of your ego. And usually the first voice you hear is your ego, because ego is the loudest. And ego is the part in ourselves that wants to keep us safe. When we were cavemen and women, ego was the one that made sure that we knew which berries to eat. And that we knew we are not a lion. So if we sleep next to a lion, then we are its food, That is what ego did when we were cavemen and women. But nowadays, you can eat all the berries in the supermarket, and the lions are in the zoo. So it doesn't have that functionality anymore. So now it keeps us safe in our minds. And that's what usually people mean when they talk about comfort zone. Ego wants us to stay in our comfort zone because there it's familiar and it's safe, and there is no danger. So every time we want to change, we want to learn something new, or we want to do more sports, or we want to start meditating, it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care if it's a good change or a bad change. A change to ego is potential danger. And my job is to keep you safe from danger. So that means my job is to stop you from changing. That is what ego does. So whenever for instance, we feel stuck and we are unhappy, or we are not our authentic self and we want to be, and you're listening to this podcast and you think, oh, I want to hire her. She does valuable work. She can really help me. I want to work with her. Then that means change, because you're going to do something you haven't done before.
That's right.
Ego is then that voice that says, yeah, but are you absolutely sure? Because, she doesn't work for free, and this costs money, and we've done so well together until now. You can just go back and just accept the things as they are, and we will be happy and safe in our comfort zone. And if you mistake that for your intuition, then it can steer you wrong, because ego isn't interested in your best interest. Ego is interested in keeping you safe.
Tell me more.
Your intuition is your connection to your big dream and to your higher self and to your calling, your soul's mission here. And your intuition will give you signals on what is the best next step to take. So your intuition will be the one that says, ooh, she says so many things that just hit home. I think I need to talk with her and at least examine if this could be something. That would be your intuition. And your ego would then be, yeah, but...
Interesting. Thank you so much for that. So can we delve into stress management?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, stress management is a very important part of what I teach also, because high sensitivity means that we literally hear more, see more, smell more, taste more, experience more. So I always say our sensory antenna is much more sensitive. So that means a lot more information comes in than for a non-highly sensitive person. And all that information needs to be processed.
That's right.
Being highly sensitive also means that we process this on a much, much deeper level. So that means that you have a lot to process, but also on many more layers. So that or in itself is already stress waiting to happen. If you then combine that with us taking over other people's energy, other people's emotions as if they are our own, then besides your own thoughts and feelings and emotions, you all of a sudden have all other people's emotions.
That's right.
So it can become really crowded, and people are often exhausted and drained because of this. So that is a big part in how stress enters our lives. And then we are also perfectionists. So we raise the bar really high, especially for ourselves. So things that I would accept from you, like being a little bit late, I would never, ever tolerate for myself. I need to be on time because I gave my word, and that's just the way it's going to be. So all these things combined make us more prone to stress than people who are not highly sensitive, who are not intuitive, who are not empathic. So that also means that we need to be aware of these things, and that we need to find strategies in how to not take over everything from everybody, because that will save a lot of time and a lot of things we need to process. It will also give you more energy because you don't have to waste that energy on things.
That's right. The no policy.
Yes, definitely. And it's also about learning techniques on how to release when you took over somebody's stress or somebody's bad mood or somebody's grief, and how you can let that go again. And it's about learning how to find a good balance between what you're good at, what you do, and taking really good care of yourself. Because our default mode is I take care of you. And me, I don't even think about me, because I'm so focused on you, taking care of you, that most of the time I just really don't think about myself. And if I do think about myself, then it's, well, maybe if I have some time left, maybe.
Is that not being selfish? Or people say you're being selfish when you focus on yourself. But I say no, self-care is important.
A lot of people call that selfish. But like I told you, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And the only time we accept this as, oh yeah, logical, is when we board an airplane. Then the stewardess tells us when the airplane goes down, you first need to put on your own oxygen mask.
That's right.
Before you can help other people. And why does she say that? She says that because if you cannot breathe, you cannot help other people. Right. And that's the same with self-care. If you are lacking energy, if you are crying constantly, if you are exhausted all of the time, if you are having physical complaints, how the hell can you show up well in your business or help other people, take care of other people, be there for your children. So especially I think as parents, you have like this unwritten obligation to lead by example. And what do you want to teach your children? To always take care of other people and forget yourself in the process, being burned out, cranky, or do you want to show them, in order to be there for other people, I first need to meet my needs.
That's correct.
And then I can be there for you. So if I make sure that I have slept enough, then I won't yell at you if you spill something. For instance, if I keep the children analogy going, so selfish is when you are egoistical, when you only think about yourself at a cost of other people. But thinking of yourself so that you can help other people is not egoistic. It's just proper self-care. It's mandatory to remain standing, because otherwise you deplete your reserves, you deplete your energy, and then you feel like a doormat that everybody uses. And whenever, but there's nobody to pick you up.
Interesting. That's interesting. Great. Thank you so much. It's been lovely, Omobola Stephen. I've been having a really, really great time with Barbera Schouten, who is a transformational coach, a speaker, and an author. Do you have any project you're working on?
Yes, I am having a free 5-day workshop next week, actually. It starts Monday the 16th. It's called Roadmap to Living a Life You Love. It's 5 workshops, every day 1 workshop, in which I teach how to be your authentic self, how to align your life, how to find your passion, how to connect to your soul's mission, and then how to turn that information into a soulful, profitable business so that you can truly experience freedom in every sense of the word. So that is one thing that I'm working on. And it's a workshop that repeats itself about every 2 months, I think. So if people are listening to this at a later date, they can still register. It will come again.
That's right. How can they connect?
Well, I'm on all social media under HSP Coach Barbara. You can also see it in the video for the people that are watching the video. And the workshop is under hspcoachbarbara.com, which is my website, and then /workshop. So that are the easiest ways of connecting. But I also have a YouTube channel and a podcast called 100% Yourself with Barbara. If they first want to check me out and hear a little bit more and see a little bit more, which I totally get. So then that would be a good option.
Right. Thank you so much, Barbera Schouten, for coming on the show. I wish you best of luck in your project.
Thank you, Omobola. I really enjoyed talking with you. And thank you so much for having me today.
All right, it's a pleasure. I hope some other time we can do this again.
Yes, definitely.
It's been lovely, Omobola Stephen. Thank you for hanging around. Till some other time. I need you to stay safe always. It's bye for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. It's an engaging and enlightening talk show on life, relationships, and the business of life. Grab a cup of juice and just chill. Life Well Lived by Omobola Stephen. Live life. Live fully.